Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 7 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Wednesday morning. You know, I don't have one of those new TVs that everybody has. I don't. When I go to Best Buy and I see all these gigantic screen TVs with these unbelievably clear pictures, it's like, whoa! I got to get one of them one of these days. But I don't have one yet. One of these days I'll get one. I don't know why I'm a holdout on this, you know? And maybe here's the reason why. Because I can turn on my old TV, which is a small TV. It can be a black and white picture. I can have bad reception. And as long as the story is good and I can hear it, I'm fine. In fact, I don't even need to look at the TV. If I can understand what's going on just with listening, and maybe that's why I like audio books and audio plays so much. I love them in my car. I love them if I'm doing work around the house. I don't got to sit in one place, you know?
Right.
But it doesn't take away from the experience, because ultimately, in my mind's eye, I'm seeing everything that's happening in this production, and we have one to talk to you about right now. It is called. Do I have the name of it, Robin?
Yes.
Where's my? Oh, it's called John Sinclair. It's part of a series.
Yes.
Gabriel Conroy is going to help us out with the questions we have on this. He's on the phone. He sounds like he's in Germany. Am I right?
Yes. I don't know if he's in Germany or not, but he sounds German.
Europe's longest-running and best-selling horror series is called John Sinclair. It's novellas and audio plays, and we have a sample to share with you in just a little bit. Gabriel Conroy. Good morning, Gabriel.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles, actually.
In Los Angeles!
In Los Angeles. No, I was born in Germany. I live in Los Angeles right now.
Oh, you do? Well, your answering machine was in German.
Yeah, that's true. I'm completely bilingual. I do a lot of translations, and as I said, I grew up in Germany, so in case German relatives of mine call, they understand what's going on. That's
Well, one of these days I'm going to go to Germany. That's where my mom was born, and I want to see where she was born, so...
It's a beautiful country, and very clean, very efficient. But I got what can I say? California, Los Angeles, the United States is wonderful. I love being here.
Oh, I love LA too. Well, nice to have you on the air with us today. So I listened. I listened. Let's see. Your publicist is Sam Glazer. Sam sent us the entire. I don't even know what it's called, but it was one of the plays.
Well, was it a bunch of zombies or an Aztec death cult?
It was. Oh gosh, it was just really good. And I have 2 minutes of it to share with the listeners. Should I do that? Should I do that first, and then we can talk about it? Okay, let me.
Sure,
you should be able to hear it. All right. So
okay.
I just titled it John Sinclair. I don't know what the title of it is, but here we go, and maybe you can tell us when we come back. And by the way, I picked this segment because there's a little bit of arguing. I thought the arguing was exciting to listen to. So here we go.
According to the guidebook, the castle's haunted. People call it the Black Key.
You mean to tell me you believe in ghosts?
You mean to tell me you don't?
Hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
I see you know your Shakespeare. You're here for Dr. Orgoff, aren't you?
Doctor who?
Ivan Orgoff, the new owner of Argyle Castle, the necromancer. Care to comment?
No. This is it, Miss Baxter. You better get out. There's the pub.
Not exactly the Ritz. Hello? Anyone here?
Anyone?
The hatch behind the bar's open. Oh, what was that?
You better stand back.
I thought you didn't believe in ghosts.
I do believe in danger.
You scared me. I almost dropped a barrel of beer. What do you want?
Oh, something to eat and a room for the night. Is that so unusual? This is a pub, isn't it?
We're closed. Get out.
I beg your pardon.
You had me. Get out. Right now.
Excuse me?
Ready. Evening, Constable.
A tall, heavy-set man in his late 50s stood in the door. He seemed too big for his uniform. His skin was ruddy, probably the Scotch.
Who are you?
DCI John Sinclair, Scotland Yard. And this is Miss Anne Baxter from London. Constable Jones?
Yes. Bit young for the job, aren't you? You're barely out of your nappies.
At least I'm house-trained.
We don't like outsiders much in these parts. And the truth is, well, we've all been a bit tense lately. Those killings.
Well, if I got you into
Wow.
that, I'm sorry. It has to end because we're going to talk to Gabriel. So what were we listening to? What was that?
Well, this was part of an audio play called Curse of the Undead.
Okay.
And it is the first in the series. I mean, as you said, John Sinclair is it's really Europe's oldest longest-running pulp series. And what you were listening to right now was the first adventure of John Sinclair. He's a detective chief inspector with Scotland Yard who specializes only in supernatural cases. So in every week, every episode, he combats some kind of new mad scientist or supernatural foe or baddie. And in this particular episode, he's going to Scotland. He met a young journalist, Anne Baxter, who he was arguing with in the car, and then they went to the pub where they were staying at night, and he's starting to realize that this town has a dark secret that people are very reluctant to talk about. And the older constable who came in is someone who's pretty tightly connected to that secret. He's not exactly thrilled to see John Sinclair in his town.
So I mean, this really gets your attention right away, and I think that 2-minute segment illustrates for anybody who never heard an audio play why I say that you don't really need to see the picture, because you see it in your brain, you see it in your mind.
Yeah, that's exactly the point. That's exactly why we're doing it. Is your mind creates the most powerful images that you could imagine, and audio dramas in the United States and America, it used to be part of our cultural tradition here as well in the 30s,
right.
40s, 50s, until the rise of television. And now Germany sort of has that tradition. And what happened was, with the rise of a new piece of technology in the 80s called the Walkman, people started producing audio dramas on cassettes for kids and teenagers to listen to. And then in 2000, 2004, when iTunes went online, the medium moved digitally. And a whole new generation of people got interested in audio plays and audio dramas. And now they are hugely popular in many European countries. And we're hoping to make them more popular in the English-speaking world, United States, Canada, Ireland, England, and so on as well.
Can these audio plays be read as books?
Yes, we have ebooks versions, ebooks as well. So I basically adapted each of these audio plays into an ebook that you can find on Amazon, on Kindle, or really whatever your digital platform is. You can find it there. It's not expensive. It's, I think, $2 or $3. And so for those who prefer to read, who want to read on their phone or their device and just sit on the subway or spend a few hours on lunch break, a few minutes on lunch break reading, of course, you can read it as well. But with the audio plays, we're really trying something that I think is kind of new in this country and kind of new in this market. Americans have become more attuned, I believe, to listening to spoken word content with the rise of podcasts and cultural phenomenon like you guys, what you're doing, and the radio, of course.
Right. So how is it received in Germany? Are they listening to it on the radio or on the podcasts or something else?
People buy them the old-fashioned way is CDs. People buy them as digital downloads, and of course you can stream them. Yeah, people buy them as digital downloads on iTunes. You can just buy one and download it. If you have Audible, you can get it on Audible. And some people like to do it on streaming, on Spotify.
Yeah.
And so people generally download them, and then they listen to them in the car or on the subway, on the bus, while you're working out, while you're cooking. They started doing these John Sinclair audio plays in Germany in the early 2000s, and it was a completely new thing there as well, because they did something really unusual. They took spoken word content, but at the same time it's really no different from The Avengers or Jurassic World. It's really just a pulpy genre entertainment story. So
Right,
it's
right,
not,
So
you
how
know, it's
fun
not
are you involved with the production of these? It sounds like a fun thing to be involved with.
It's an amazing thing to be involved with. I absolutely love it. Yeah, no, I wrote the scripts. I wrote the ebooks. They are based on original stories that were published in the 70s that I'm adapting and reworking, sometimes pretty severely, to fit into our modern day and modern sensibility. And I am a little bit involved in the production in that I sometimes when recordings with some actors take place here in Los Angeles, most of it is done in London, but a few people are done here, then I'm available for questions or concerns that the actors or the directors might have.
Wow.
And it's an amazing process. I mean, you know, you're in radio. I don't need to tell you how much fun it is to just work with voices.
Well, we've actually done some audio plays years ago. Robin and I did some, and it was fun, and it was very time consuming. I mean, it's a real production. It's a lot different than simply turning on the microphone and talking. Like we're doing now.
You actually have a character named Baxter, too.
Yeah.
And the lady's last name is
exactly
Baxter.
Right. That's exactly right. Yeah, no, as you know, it's a real production, and what we're trying to do, and what I think came across a little bit in the clip that you played is, like you say, it's not just people talking into a microphone. We're working with a pretty sophisticated post-production house that tries to give it a real movie-like feel, where you have a dimensionality. Voices are in the foreground or the background or the left or the right. Sound effects and music are sort of seamlessly woven into it. So it's really meant to be an experience that transports you into this different world, into this, you know, X-Files, James Bond sort of pulp world.
Gabriel Conroy is our guest. We'll be right back with Gabriel. We need to take a little break, and we'll learn more about the audio plays and how to get them, and what's in the future for them when we come back. This is WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine mixing with clouds today with a thunderstorm around this afternoon. The high today, 88 to 92. A thunderstorm this evening, partly cloudy overnight, those 70 to 74. Tomorrow, sun and some clouds. There can be a thunderstorm around, especially in the afternoon across the interior. The high 89 to 93. And for Friday, partly sunny with a shower or thunderstorm, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Pay your taxes, eat your vegetables, watch your weight, mow the lawn, clean the house. We all have stuff we don't want to do. Isn't it about time you did something you wanted to do? Like getting your pilot's license? At Ocala Aviation, they make it fun and easy, and you can start by taking one of their Discovery flights. For only $99, you get to go up in the airplane with an FAA-certified flight instructor and actually fly the plane yourself. It's a perfect way to see if flying is for you. And once you get that ultimate feeling of freedom, Ocala Aviation can train you to get your pilot's license. Ocala Aviation also offers commercial flight training for those looking to make a career change and enter the world of commercial aviation. Ocala Aviation is conveniently located at the Ocala International Airport. So if you're ready to start your adventure, stop by or give them a call today. 861-7484. That's 861-7484. You'll be glad you did. I know I am. Ocala Aviation. Call today. 861-7484.
Stay informed on everything going on in the Villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the Villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
All right, 21 minutes after 10 o'clock. Wow, the morning is flying, isn't it?
It's flying.
Gabriel Conroy is on the phone. I think I just found a photo of Gabriel. Gabriel,
okay.
You have a big old beard? You got a beard?
That's me, yes.
That's you.
That's me.
I found you.
Dashing.
And the cover of the piece we were just, it's a red cover with a hand or something, is that right?
That's correct, yes. It's sort of a little bit of a pop art cover that the publisher decided to go for.
Yeah.
It's a hand coming out of the grave.
This is what it looks like right here. I'm showing Robin what you look like there. There you are.
Very dashing. I like the hat.
Thank you.
He knows which picture we probably found. So if I kept digging deeper, would I find this as a download on like Amazon or on?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't have to dig very deep. You just type in John Sinclair and Gabriel Conroy, and
there's another John Sinclair that John Lennon sang about. Who's that?
Exactly. He was an English poet. No relation to our character. The man who created the pulp character John Sinclair is his nom de plume is Jason Dark, and he was a big fan of the old TV show The Persuaders with Roger Moore and Tony Curtis.
Oh, okay.
And the Roger Moore character was called Brett Sinclair in the show, and he thought, I want to write something like that, only with monsters. And so this is.
So how many episodes are out there already?
We have 2 audio plays out there. The third one is coming up in the next couple of days, I believe, and we have the first season. We're dividing them into seasons like a TV show. So we have the first season, which is 6 episodes, available as ebooks. And yeah, if you go on Audible or Amazon, you can find the audio plays for download and the ebooks.
So what do you think is resonating the most with your clientele, with your customers? Is it the audiobooks or the ebooks or the actual books?
Really, I think both are resonating. The ebooks have been pretty popular with the fans, with the people who've read it so far, because they just wanted to know how the story evolves and how the character continues and what's going to happen. And then episode 6 kind of ends at a cliffhanger. And so people have been emailing me saying, oh my God, I need to know how this continues. But when they listen to the audio dramas, because the production is so amazing, and I think the actors are doing such great work, I think it's a whole new experience altogether. It just sucks you in, like we just experienced when you played the clip. I mean, even though I wrote it and I was involved with it, I hadn't listened to it for a few months, and so I was just listening, and I could have just gone on listening to it.
Does John Sinclair have skeletons in his closet?
Yes, he definitely has skeletons in his closet. The character, as originally envisioned, was very two-dimensional. Back in 1973, he had no skeletons, but I decided to give him some dark edges. In this particular case, he's Scottish, and he's a war veteran. He's an Afghanistan veteran. Something supernatural happened to him during the war that changed him, that shaped him. In addition, he's got issues with his dead father, who is quite literally coming back to haunt him. So we're going to see, for those who know the original character, they're surprised how much darker and how much mature this particular take on the character is, which I felt was necessary. In the original stories, it's very, very, it's just all fun and games. But modern audiences, I think, through TV shows, if you look at Game of Thrones or The Walking Dead, we're used to a little more sophistication in our pulp adventure storytelling. And so...
Yeah, I'm just curious, are there challenges with the audiobook? Like, let's say, for example, you have a romantic scene and there's, kissing and stuff.
Yes.
I mean, we
have that.
Okay, so you have that. So the actors don't have to actually kiss; they just have to pretend like making noises.
Exactly sounds like right. Some women. I know.
It's exactly right.
Yeah, they have to fake it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to fake it till you make it. It's really a lot like life, and no, it's the actors never actually meet. They are never actually together in the studio.
You're kidding.
Every actor is recorded separately.
Wow.
And these dialogue scenes that you've heard, the actors were all recorded on different days.
Wow, because they're so in sync with each other.
It seems like there's a chemistry, but no, huh?
No, there is a chemistry. I mean, some of the actors, of course, because they work at the same studio, some of the actors, of course, know each other, and so there's a little bit of contact before and after the recordings, and they listen to each other's recordings, so they play really with what the other person has done. But every person is alone in the booth for a day or a couple of days, however long it takes.
So do your translating skills, the fact that you can translate, does that mean that these audiobooks are in the 2 languages that you know?
These particular audiobooks are only available in English for a number of reasons. To produce it in German would be a whole new expense. It would be, they have to do the whole production all over again. You can't just take the existing template, if you will. You can't just take the existing audio sounds and sound effects and music and then just put German voices in. It would have to be all remixed and redone.
I gotcha.
And
Yeah.
also this particular series, we're trying to relaunch it in a new market. And in Germany, they're up to episode 2000, I think.
Oh my goodness!
Wow.
And we're up to episode 2.
I know.
Oh, we got some catching up to do.
What's wonderful about this is that you run the gamut of eras. You have things from ancient Egypt all the way through the witchcraft to zombies to now.
Yeah, really, every supernatural foe, every supernatural thing you can think of, we try to throw in there. There is a bit of a story arc. I mean, there's sort of an overarching plot that's gradually going to come into view, that's gradually going to develop, but each adventure also is one enclosed, encapsulated story, and in each story, John, who's really, like I said before, he's like a James Bond battling monsters. And in each adventure, he has to take on some kind of new supernatural or interesting or exciting opponent. So yeah, we have, in episode 2, we have an Aztec death cult that is creating mass killings around the world through witchcraft.
Wow.
In episode 5, we have an ISIS-like cult that is trying to bring about the reign of a new pharaoh, an ancient Egyptian spirit that's 5,000 years old.
Wow. I found it really easy. I went to Amazon. I put in John Sinclair, and it came up. A few of them did. The Lord of Death, Curse of the Undead. That's one we just heard a snippet of.
That's right, yeah.
So that's one way to get it. I would recommend to our listeners, listen how cheap it is. $1.99 for the Kindle.
Wow.
Yeah.
The audio says $5.95 or free. Why is it free?
It's free if you have a subscription for Audible, which is part of the Amazon group. Then it's free.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Then it's free. Then you can just listen to it for free.
Well, Gabriel.
And if you don't, yes, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say thank you for being on the air with us, and good luck with everything. Do you want to give us another website or anything else?
No, unfortunately, the website we're in the process of building it, not yet up and running. So all I can say is, if you're interested in listening or reading about John Sinclair, best is to go on Amazon or iTunes. You'll find it there.
All right, that's exactly where I found it. And we'll make sure we put this interview on Facebook and on YouTube so other people can share this with others. Gabriel Conroy, thank you for being on the air with us today. That's fun stuff.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It was great talking to you guys, and have a great day.
Thank you. You got at least 2 new fans. I know that.
Yes, you do.
Right?
I can't wait to download.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so do you. I'm going to be listening to your show. Thank you very much.
Oh, great. Thank you, Gabriel. We'll take a little break. We'll be right back.